Who's driving? What the? I love her purple boots. My wife wanted a purple Ford Raptor, but unfortunately all I can afford to get here was those purple boots. And wait for it. All right, you guys, they just finished the poles and the connections. Wow, that is a sight to see when the power comes back on. We're installing new poles for our power lines out on the road. Yay, it's been almost a year since we've made the request because you know how some of these poles out here in the more rural areas are kind of makeshift wood poles, and the things are leaning over and the cables are ready to drop into the rice fields and the fish ponds and on the roads and all that. Well, thank the Lord they came out. I was shocked they came out. So I want to take a few pics of that. So yeah. I don't know if we'll be able to see them or not, but I'm going to walk down our road. I don't know if they're okay. Here I can get you an idea of the poles, which are, there's two of the new poles right there, and as you can see, this is how it is right now. Before, and there's a meter right there. Those are one of our meters. You can see that these lines are, let's get you a little more close. Those are one of our meters. And then you can see how these lines are just kind of all hooked in together and going every which way, which leads to our house. But you can see how they're kind of in the rice field, like tipping down. So we did put a request in, and they did come just a few days ago, actually put these poles, and these metal poles, concrete on the bottom, really nice poles actually, and they're cabled, they're tethered down with cables on both sides. So, and they have one over there as well. So I think there's more than two, but I'm not 100% sure. So that's what they're doing today. So our power is off right now because they're probably disconnecting from the main over there to start pulling these cables in over onto the poles. So that, anyways, again, this road here will be paved eventually. They irrigate here, and I had mentioned that in a previous video, I think. They irrigate all these farmlands here. So they have piping going through each parcel to make sure that there's enough water for rice, to grow rice and other things. And the Farmers Association, I think in conjunction with like the barangay and the city, kick in for that, which is nice because the water is free. It's pumped in free, which means we're not having to use our electric to bring water in. Even though we have a well, you know, we don't pay for water, for the water itself, but it does cost, electricity-wise, obviously, you know, to pump water into your home, even when you have a well. So, and that's generally the biggest cost. But at least we know the water is clean. We do not drink it, even though they say you can filter it and drink it, or freeze it and drink it, or boil it and drink it. We do not do that. We just order. It's cheap, as you probably all know. It's cheap enough to get 5-gallon bottle here for 25 pesos delivered, you know. So, so these lots, there's 7 parcels, and I think I've showed this to you before, but this is one parcel here, kind of I want to say more of a triangle shape. It's almost rectangular, but it's just got a few strange curves to it. This is the largest parcel right here. It's parcel 1, and then there's 6 more down there, you know. So this is what's being subdivided privately, and like I said, it's done through our family. And then, you know, what they do with them, I don't know what they want to do with them, but I know that we're going to have some parcels eventually for sale here. And we'll already have, as you can see, the power lines right there. That's going to be gone, I believe, because it's going to come in a different way. But we're going to have parcels for sale here, smaller parcels, 150 square meter, 165 square meter parcels, to where you can put a decent sized 2-story farmhouse, you know, rest house, whatever you want to put on there for a family of 4 or even more actually. But so I thought I'd just do a quick good morning shout out while they're doing the polls over there and our power's down. Other than that, I've got a really good episode coming up. Our niece is back here today, and we're doing some Q&As and just some real talk about things in the Philippines. And this is, again, to bring value to the expats and foreigners that are already here, like myself, and ones coming in. These are important things, and I think you're going to see that you've all, if you live here now, you've all experienced these things. And some of us get, some of us are less patient, you know, with these kinds of cultural nuances that are in the Philippines. So this was a fun episode to do because I've experienced every single one of these, and probably you have too. So, but the expats coming in and foreigners, they've heard about them, but they haven't really experienced them yet. So hopefully this will help a lot of people in, you know, the UK, Australia, United States, Switzerland, I mean everywhere, that are coming in, because those cultures are all different. You know that. Our countries all have different cultures and whatnot. So this episode's great. It covers them all in a concise way. It doesn't go on and on like I'm doing right now. Right? So other than that, it's really nice outside. We have a nice breeze out here like we usually do. And oh, I forgot to tell you, I couldn't video it, but I took our son's scooter into town yesterday with my wife on the back. That was my first time I rode a scooter in the Philippines with my wife on the back. So I mentioned to you in previous shows that we're going to be buying a scooter, hopefully in a couple months. We'll see if budget allows. And I think we're just going to start using the scooter to get around, just to local places, not far. We're not doing any road trips or anything like that. We'll rent a car for road trips. I've seen what can go wrong. One of them was on Michael's show, That Philippines Life, when when him and Catherine took a long trip tour on a scooter. So I'm learning from other people's videos, other YouTubers' videos. And I hope that this new episode, this next episode coming up, will be a real helpful one, because it really is it's so made for people who are already here and people who are coming in as well. So, a purple gate to match her boots. What do you think about that, hun? You still love me? You still love me? I'm not getting an answer, you guys. I don't know. Okay, anyway, so her garden, my son did a lot of work out here. He put some paths in here, as I showed you last time, I think. And they moved around some of the plants to make a nice path. It's never ending, right, honey? Like you just said, she says it's never ending. And that's a good thing, because gardens are healthy. This is all healthy hobby. This is not work. This is something that I like to make content for others. My wife likes to plant trees and plants and vegetables and just all kinds of things for our health here. So, because it looks like it might be starting to rain a little bit, so I'm gonna head out there right now. So, anyways, this video's short, but I just wanted to do something on a brownout in the Philippines, as we We've all experienced it, I'm sure. I had to walk back in the house to get the remote to get out of the gate. I couldn't get out. Anyways, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so as I said, I just wanted to do a quick video on how nice it is to have power back on, and I know you've all felt that way. We've all been there. The ones of us that live here. The mud again. I can't wait till this road is paved. It'll be so nice. Okay, and there's our buddy, loose dog again. Okay, and it looks like they got it hooked up. There it is. Okay, so they moved the meter. That's nice. They moved the meter right down here, right on the road now, so it'll be easy for them to read the meter. That's great. Wonderful. Anyway, well, I just wanted to see how it looked. This is my first time seeing how it looks. So basically they left this one here, this wire going to the house, which is fine. I got no problem there. You know, at our previous home in the province, we, as you probably already know, probably you've seen some of the videos of the 360 tour around the house when we were selling it, but we had a gen set, and wow, that thing was awesome. That thing would just kick in. It had an ATS, a nice ATS switch on it, so we didn't have to do anything. When the power would go off, it automatically would kick in, and you hear that humming of the diesel generator, which was nice. But you know, you guys, we don't really have that many brownouts here, and that really wasn't a brownout. I mean, they were doing work, so they had to you know, disconnect everything and then reconnect it. So I really don't know if it is worth us investing in a generator, because the brownouts are not that often. So I probably won't, because I don't think we should strain a budget, you know, just for an occasional brownout. It makes no sense. That would kind of be a foolish investment, and it would not pay off. There'd be no ROI on that one. But the solar, there would be. The solar, if I can even cut my bills here, our bills in half, that would be nice. Because like I said, we're averaging 12K a month, 9 to 12K a month. 12 and change on the high side, it's too high. This house is not that big. I mean, it's 20 feet by 58 feet footprint on the first floor with 2 inverter split aircons. You know, yeah, we got a bunch of fans, and we've got induction oven, and we've got, you know, the induction stovetop, and we've got a convection oven, which we don't use all that much. And by the way, those things just suck the energy up. I did a test one time at our other house with the solar and everything there. We had the app, and man, my wife turned that on, and that thing just went crazy. It just sucked all the energy. And then I recently learned, Tom, that's our dog, Tom, relax. I recently learned too that the shower water heaters, those CR water heaters, the instant on demands, you know, those things, that is the highest usage, even more than the aircon in the house. And I understand why, because it's instant and it's on demand. So it's a blast, a surge of energy constantly. It never lets up, it never reduces like most appliances. When you first turn them on, they've got that peak hit when they turn on, you know, and then they level out. Those things don't level out because they're constantly heating water. They're not a tank. So as water's flowing through the actual device, it has to stay full power on at all times. And it really doesn't matter so much if you turn the thermostat down or not. It's just, from all the research I've done on them, that's a meter spinner right there. That will raise your power bill. Now, we don't use them all like we would use an aircon, obviously. You know, they're only on for maybe 10, 15 minutes if you like long showers or whatnot. You know, you might even spend up to 30 minutes. However, it depends how many people are in your household, how many people are using it. You know, in our household, generally, if our son is here, which he's out of school, so he's here now, trying to get his butt, you know, to get into a job. But anyway, so with just my wife and I here, though, typically like it's going to be, then she doesn't need hot water. She doesn't like hot water. She likes warm water now, though. She's gotten used to that, but not very hot. Me, I like between warm and hot. So, and I'm, you know, so it doesn't really matter. Those things are killers right there. They really are. So anyway, I just thought I'd share this stuff with you real quick and give anybody any insights on anything if they're building or if they're, you know, even buying a house or renting a house, because you know we pay the utilities when we rent. So just be aware that that water heater, if there's one in there, I'm sorry, that on-demand water heater in the shower, if there's one in there, that will raise your bill up quite substantially. And then next after that, of course, will be the air cons, especially if they're not split units and inverters. Look, the window type, and you've seen this on other channels, those things chew up like 5 times the amount of energy than split air cons do. So, but again, if you're renting, that's all there is. And this is another sight to see when the power comes back on. My wife just got back out, so I'm not going to film her because she's in her work clothes. And she'll have my head if I do. Anyway, so everything is back on. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.